The Amazing Spider-Man issue 27 sees Boomerang confront the Syndicate, but instead of attacking, he is happy to see them, hugging Beetle and congratulating her on her own team. Beetle says that Fred betrayed her and left her for dead, but Fred tries to get her to remember the good old times they had on their team. Electro makes her presence known, saying that Fred tried to blow her up, but Fred tries to talk his way out of it, saying that the place they have just bombed is a homeless shelter and it has no money, and they can't effectively do a heist if there is no money involved. Beetle thinks that he's trying to mansplain what a heist is to them, causing her to attack as she tells him that the Syndicate is there to take him down, making Fred tell them that he came up with that name, but the women say that they snatched up the rights once it became available, and dropped the sinister part of the title since they are professionals. As Fred is beaten by the women, he tells Peter to get May out of there. Electro wants to go after them, but Beetle keeps her on target as Peter locks Aunt May in a back room, intent on going to get some help. Fred tries to take the fight outside, asking the women what he has ever done to them, remembering he actually hit on most of them at the bar with no name. Spider-Man arrives, fighting the Syndicate and making it clear he supports what they are doing, except for the crime part, but since that's all this is, he kinda doesn't support them. Boomerang joins in, acting like he's saving Spider-Man, and they have finally teamed up. The two fight the Syndicate blow for blow, but soon they become surrounded, and Fred is impressed since this was actually part of their plan, meaning they truly are professionals. Peter also notices that they are working like true professionals, whereas he and Fred really aren't. Spider-Man manages to get past Fred's buffoonery to take down some of the villains, but he catches one of Fred's boomerangs thanks to his spider sense. Fred quickly tells him to drop it, but it's too late as gas deploys from it, knocking Spider-Man out. The Syndicate wants to take Spider-Man, but Beetle reminds them that he's not the target, and they only need Boomerang. Later on, after kidnapping Fred, the women celebrate their successful mission. Electro wonders what they are to do with him, and Beetle wants her to decide. She is caught off guard for a moment since no one has ever asked for her ideas before. She has always been told what to do. She's happy this group actually listened to her because she has years worth of ideas inside her head. Beetle says that all of them have stories like Electro and have been treated like second-class citizens, but those days are over. Taking her leave, Beetle wants Electro to write up a proposal on what to do with Fred, but whatever they do it together. Leaving, Beetle calls Fisk, telling him that they got Fred and he better have his money. She says that she will give him instructions for an exchange soon, and the rest of the Syndicate isn't a concern of his. Kingpin says she is right, since Fred has something of great value to him. May, meanwhile, wakes up Spider-Man, telling him that Fred was taken and he needs to help him despite his past with Boomerang. Spider-Man says that he's on the case and May just needs to focus on Feast right now, since it's in worse shape than it was before. Peter swings through the city, wondering how he's going to be able to track Fred, but suddenly he remembers the tracker he put on Fred's costume not too long ago, but he knows it can't possibly be there after all this time. Knowing the man is a mess and he'd never wash his costume, Peter heads home to get his long-range transceiver in a hope to track the costume. Landing on the roof, he finds that Randy's skylight is open. Fearing that the Syndicate has gotten there, Peter hears that Randy has a new girl over, but it's already too late since he has looked inside, learning that that new girlfriend is in fact Beetle. The Amazing Spider-Man issue 27 was an absolutely hilarious, action-packed issue that debuted the new Syndicate along with their new member Electro. Man, I do love this whole Boomerang Spider-Man team-up Nick Spencer has been doing. It's been nothing but hilarity, and it's kind of endearing as well, with Fred trying to change his ways but kind of going about it all wrong. I really like the new Syndicate as well, and I look forward to seeing more of them in the coming issues before Absolute Carnage takes over the book on issue 30. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.